In reality, this is just a cover for the Federal Bureau of Control, and they are trying to find the next director.
Oh God. That would certainly explain some things.
It would not at all.
No, it wouldn't.
How about you say something and I'm just like, no, and you're like, yeah, no. Like, instantaneously.
Yeah. Well, let's call the chief. See if he picks up. Ah!
Jenks, tell me what you know first, but this time I've got something to tell you.
Really? Well, what I found out is that Simon was asked by Ryan to test Kate to see if she was good enough to become Prime Candidate.
Prime what?
Prime Candidate. It's the best of the bunch. The best Atlas student. The Prime Candidate gets an instant job on a fantastic salary as soon as they leave the course.
And how do they work out who's the best of the bunch?
That's what I'm trying to work out.
Well, that's very interesting. I'll tell you what I know, shall I? That name they used to trade under, Third Eye. Turns out they were investigated 3 years ago over an allegation of physical abuse. Torture, Jenks. Witness had puncture marks through both her hands.
And Atlas weren't charged?
There was nothing to charge them with. The witness inflicted the wounds herself. Witness said it was something called threshold testing, whatever that means. Go figure, as they say in America.
Can I ask the Rands about this?
Well, there's no point. They won't tell you anything, and it'll just put them on the defensive. Just keep chipping away at them. Try and find out what this testing involves. That's the best thing. Get something on them, and you'll be in a better position.
Right. Thank you, Chief.
Nearly there, Jenks.
Nearly there. Right, well...
Okay, but the thing is, he knows.
He knows.
All of this shit. Why isn't he going like, okay, yeah, we are not going to rule this as a suicide. We are going to open up a full investigation into this. Like, this game should have been done.
Yeah. Nothing here. We're just gonna go on a walk.
The chief is actually just Zach. That is not a reference you will understand until we play a specific game.
Yeah, I'm lost. But okay. Anything over here? Is there ever going to be anything over here? Always check the jetty. Hello, actual murderers. Oh!
Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. You can push it all the way in, Tom, if you want to.
Jesus Christ, look away for gore.
Excellent, Tom.
Excuse me. Would someone care to tell me exactly what's going on here?
Don't come any closer.
That man needs a doctor.
No, he doesn't.
I don't need a doctor. I'm fine. Go away.
What is this?
A test?
Of what?
What does it look like? It's a threshold test. A pain threshold test. I thought, you were supposed to be good at working things out. Inspector Jenks.
And so this
What?
would be for Atlas, would it? Kyle?
You disappear now.
It's not a good idea to talk to a police inspector like that.
Do you want me to make you?
It's okay, Tom. Mr. Jenks won't be bothering us anymore.
Don't make any rash commitments.
What the actual fuck?
If this was in America, this would be over really quick because he'd just murder half the people here.
Seriously, like half the people in this village would be shot.
Well, well. You really should take more care of your things, Ryan. Is your keys, Kyle?
No.
Dipshit, you should have... Oh. Well, you did keep something.
So that's threshold testing, is it? Sticking a skewer through your hand? I could just ask Ryan or Paul directly about this, but I think I'll bide my time.
see what I can do with this key fob first.
Well, we know where one place is where we could use a key fob. I wonder if we'll get to open the car. Okay. Game actually takes place in the Phoenix Wright universe where trials have to end in 3 days. You know what? I'll accept that headcanon. Hello?
Bingo. Well, Ryan, what have you been up to? Be very interesting to see how he explains this one.
Huh.
Still putting your hands all over evidence.
Yeah, still no evidence bags. Still fingerprints all over the fucking car. Acquired key/door. Use it to open/reveal the door/answers. Yeah. Yep. Oh, good lord. Let me look at something here. Students aren't coerced or bribed in any way. Let's go talk to Ryan, because we just found a bribe.
He's not good at this.
Okay at this.
Talking about Ryan.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Okay. So, oh, I have to actually ask about it first.
Would you like to explain what this is, please, Ryan? £500 intended for Kate. It fell out of your car. At least I assume that's your car on the driveway at Brandon House.
I suppose so.
So why were you going to give Kate £500, Ryan?
It was just a little incentive, that's all. Just a little incentive.
Not very little, Ryan. £500.
She was a very good student. We heard that she was leaving. We wanted to give her something.
But you didn't.
Well, obviously not.
Are you sure there wasn't any other reason you might want to give her this? Personal reason?
No!
Well, I'd like to keep hold of this for a little while, if you don't mind.
Well, don't consider it a bribe, will you, Inspector?
Actually, I think I will. I think I absolutely will, actually.
So, students aren't coerced or bribed in any way, except Kate.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You said you were going to give Kate the £500 as an incentive. That's coercion, isn't it?
I really don't think you could call it coercion, Inspector. It was an incentive, that's all, a little encouragement.
So, how often do you use incentives?
Okay, incentive is probably the wrong word. The money was just to see how Kate would respond. It was part of her assessment.
Assessment?
We have to assess students as they progress. We don't use conventional methods like sitting an exam or anything like that. People pay for this course per session. We have to know if they're committed or not.
So you're assessing their progress and testing their commitment?
Yes, we are. We have to. This is a business, not a charity.
But
But you don't test them.
So Ryan's claiming the money was part of Kate's assessment. And did this assessment also involve threshold testing, I wonder? Or was the money for something else?
Okay.
But they don't test them. Remember.
Yep, they don't test them, and I'm trying to find where it was said that.
Everyone in this is terrible at lying.
They really are just the fucking worst.
You'd think at the very least if they're going to lie, they would think this through in any way and at least be consistent.
Right.
And go, okay, well, no, I said that, so I can't say this. Like...
Students aren't tested. There it is.
Aha. Well, which one is it, Ryan? Do you test students or not?
Well, some of them, yes.
Including Kate?
Yes.
Why was she being tested?
She was being tested because we wanted to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate, okay?
So Kate was in the running to be prime candidate.
Yes!
And did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, I did. But I didn't ask him to do anything stupid. He knew it was against course rules.
How far
Did he?
did you ask him to push her?
I didn't ask him to push her. I asked him to test her. There's a huge difference.
Is there?
If Simon decided to give her too much caffeine or morphine or whatever, that's his responsibility. So if he did anything wrong, it was his own responsibility. He did it with his own mind and his own hand. We had nothing to do with it.
Huh.
Midnight. Still no suspect, unless you count everyone I've interviewed. It's no surprise that Ryan wants to avoid any suggestion of being responsible for Kate's death, but I
course.
wonder if the man protests just a little too much.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, have you been paying attention at all there, Jenks? Like,
At all.
yes, maybe he protests a little too much about the murders.
Well, I suppose we're going to need to talk to Simon. Those are some awfully strong words from Ryan.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Simon probably wouldn't know about the money. I feel like it would still probably be worth asking, but okay.
How do you think you'd have reacted if you'd found out that Kate had been chosen to be prime candidate?
Was she?
I'm just asking how you think you'd react.
I don't know. I wouldn't react in any way, really. I'm not bothered. I don't think she was, though.
What makes you think that?
Well, it's just an impression I got. You know, she's a bit flaky, to be honest. She's just not really prime candidate material.
Okay.
She's a bit flaky, not she was a bit flaky.
Huh.
Huh.
I don't know. I feel like that's...
Maybe that's just a bad delivery, but at this point, like, anything could mean anything.
It really could.
That's the problem with this.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk
That's
to
it for
Emma.
the time being, thank you.
Wouldn't know about the money. Okay. Just prime status.
Do you know whether Kate was in the running to be prime candidate or not?
I don't, but I do think she would have been chosen just because she was, you know, Kate.
You didn't discuss it with Kate?
No. No, she never talked about Atlas.
But... Didn't she?
Don't think there's ever been really a thing. Or not talking about Atlas.
Huh.
Or talking about Atlas, I mean.
Maybe.
Because so far she's been very... She hasn't known much about Atlas so far.
No, she hasn't.
Like, so far her genuine answers, at least according to the game, have been very, yeah, I don't know what the fuck anything is over there.
True.
So far she's basically just said, it sounds really creepy.
Yeah. Okay. Just looking through here. Huh. Okay. Well, let's see.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Covering for himself. Well, I wouldn't have been bothered. Yeah, that feels like a cop out. Well, let's see. Did notice something.
Yeah, you haven't talked to what's her name in a while.
Yeah, to Rebecca.
Yeah.
A couple more questions, if that's okay.
All right. Best not to ask Rebecca about the money for Kate. Best not to ask.
Yeah, that's... Well, because that would fuck over Emily or whatever her name is.
Emma, yeah.
Emma, yeah. That other girl would just get fucked over by that.
Kate Vine
Yep.
was a prime candidate?
No.
Out. No, it seems not.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
Let's talk to Paul.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
Ah, we can ask him about the check and Kate's prime status. Alright, let's start with the check.
Now, why do you think Ryan might want to give Kate a cheque for £500?
I've really no idea. Where did you find it?
Just outside.
You better ask him.
You think Ryan was interested romantically in Kate?
I know he has a weakness for blondes, but I didn't think it had gone so far as his offering them cash.
Kate's not fucking blonde.
Not as blonde as you.
Well, I used to be blonde.
Hmm.
Look at her.
I could see it.
I can't.
The highlights make it look a little more blonde in the light. That could just, I don't know. You act like everything is super consistent in this.
I mean, yeah. Who knows? Maybe she was originally supposed to be blonde and they had to get a new actress.
Was
I mean,
Kate
change the line
prime
then.
candidate?
Well, as Ryan has probably already told you, yes, she was.
Did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, it's company policy. Leaders don't get involved.
And it covers your back, of course.
Well, nobody knows the students better than they do, Inspector. It's much better to let them just work it out among themselves.
It isn't very professional to force students to test each other to the point where one of them gets killed, Paul.
We don't force students to do anything that they don't want to do, Inspector.
So you don't force them into being tested?
No, we don't encourage anybody to hurt or offend anybody else here.
You don't use threshold testing, for instance?
No. If Simon Thompson went too far with Kate, that's his responsibility, not ours. He's the one you should be speaking to, if truth be told. I don't trust him myself.
Then why would you have him test her? Because they've both said multiple times that they don't trust Simon and he's not very good and stuff.
Yeah.
But then why have him test their prime candidate?
Paul says they don't use threshold testing. They talked about threshold testing on the CD in the mirror room.
Yeah.
Aha!
You say you don't endorse threshold testing? That's the phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
Except you do, Paul, because you told me that the students use that CD in the mirror room. I've listened to that CD, and it very clearly mentions threshold testing. You keep batting this away, Paul. We don't really use hypnosis. The students aren't really tested, but I am this close to launching a full-scale investigation.
Why don't you?
Back from these students, and they have to be exceptional. Of course we have to test them. That doesn't mean we do anything illegal. What do you think we do? Bump off the ones we don't like?
Well, that depends on how far you push them, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly don't kill them. Nobody here wanted Kate dead.
I'm sure they didn't. But what do you expect, Paul, when you put students under that much pressure?
She was a very, very valuable student. She was worth a lot to the business.
Really? And how much would that be?
But if you really want to know, 50 grand.
She was worth 50 grand?
Yes.
What, you were selling her?
Of course we were selling her. You don't get this, do you? We
What?
need perfect employees. Month after month. That's all we do.
What do you mean, perfect employees?
What big business needs, Inspector, more than anything else, is none of this altruistic, goody-goody crap. What we look for is people with ambition, no ethics, push, greed is good, all right? We don't deal with all this comfort stuff. The survival of the fittest, that's all there is. There's no higher purpose, no big plan. There's nothing at the end of the rainbow, except what you have and you can enjoy in the here and now.
And what do you enjoy now, Paul?
You're gonna have to excuse me, Inspector. I'm a very busy man. I've got work to do.
It's midnight, bitch. What?
I'll see myself out. Lovely man, your father.
Shut the gate on your way out.
Cult of capitalism, yes, absolutely. Hello.
He's doing his level best to shut this place down. Get rid of him.
He's a policeman. We can't just...
You sort this, right? You man up and you sort it. Tonight.
Okay, then.
Just straight up actually gonna murder you.
Okay. Alright,
But he's gonna have Kyle just kill you.
Okay, then.
Well.
Wow.
That doesn't sound good. Two totally morally bankrupt men are plotting to get rid of me. It's midnight. I don't have any backup and I don't even have a mobile phone. This is potentially quite bad. And what's Kyle got to do with it? I think
He's
I might
gonna
make
murder
my way
you.
over to Atlas while Ryan isn't there. Maybe lock myself in.
Okay, we will do just that then.
You have a weapon? Or a police officer?
We have a flashlight.
Oh my god. Jenks, you're a fucking idiot.
It happens in the clearing. I called it! Drunk guy. Okay.
Prove to me that you're man enough to do this, Kyle, and then you can deal with that ridiculous police inspector. What is this? What the hell?
Oh, he just...
Not hell. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Inspector. What are you doing here?
Inspecting. So, come on. Let's have it.
I don't think you'd understand, Inspector. The best thing that you can do is turn around, go away, and leave us to it.
Knife.
What?
That knife gives me a perfect right to stick my nose in, investigate, and interfere.
Thank you, David Tennant.
Of course, it's a physical endurance exercise.
Drop the knife. The knife, Kyle!
Kyle.
Drop it!
Drop it.
Not looking 100% brilliant for you, Ryan.
Well, please, Inspector, you've poked your
pocket
nose
knife,
into Atlas's
too.
affairs enough times to know that imaginative flair is part of the course's success. Our lessons are reinforced by a unique emotional experience.
Terror?
It's an extremely evocative tool.
Well, it's a good job you're not in charge of the national curriculum.
Now look, Inspector, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're thinking. But believe me, Atlas had nothing to do with the deaths of those people.
Eyewitness account of a satanic sacrifice in the woods. That's not what we call circumstantial evidence, Ryan.
Simon. Now, I saw Simon walking home with Kate
You
last
get
Friday
caught
after the meeting.
red-handed, and
Simon
your
had some
immediate
strange
response
idea
is,
that he was in the
Simon did some shit.
Well, a knob of butter has more chance of becoming Prime Minister. Oh, wait.
So are you telling me that...
Oh.
Simon killed her? Well, it seems reasonable. It's likely, isn't it?
Any more likely than you, Ryan? Pig! Now, police brutality.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that was satisfying. Just...
You okay?
No, come back. No, no. I want to talk to you. Who the fuck are you? No, get back here. What the fuck? Why can't I follow her? Ryan Glenn, he saw Simon walking Kate home. Oh my god.